What if your total station could spot the mistake before you make them? I'm at the Intergeo 2025 and I'll be having a look at TS20, the new Robotics AI powered total station.
Behind me is the brand new Leica TS20. So it's our new total station, the replacement for the TS16, and honestly, it's the new standard in productivity and the future of robotics. So with this instrument, we've really designed a total station from the ground up. We said what needs to be in the total station now, what needs to be in the total station for the future. And with that, we really started at the bottom and we worked our way through. Okay, what's the right motors to use? What's the right EDM, distance measurement technology? What's the right ATR? How can we enhance ATR and power search from what they were before? And that really led us to this instrument with all new motors, which you can see behind me, but not hear. So, you know, these new motors that are faster and silent drives, this brushless motor, but also we put AI into the instrument. Now, AI is not just a buzzword to say AI. We've actually got its own special unit, so a neural processing unit, dedicated chip to do AI on board the instrument. We spent a huge amount of time, a lot of investment in deep learning, teaching, creating a model of how prisms appear in different environments, be it misty rain, be it long range, be it short range, be it with some blocks from like branches or trees, tree leaves covering the view. We taught the instrument, or we taught a model, how the prism reacts in these environments, and then we put that model on this processing unit inside the instrument, meaning we're able to lock to targets in more challenging environments than ever before. We're able to lock to ATR and power search to reflective tapes, power search to our Mini 360 prism. And the instrument is able to understand what your target is. So if in the instrument you've told it it's a 360 prism, but then you aim at a circular prism, the instrument knows that and it tells you, hey, you configured a 360, but I'm looking at a circular or a round prism. Would you like to change the prism type? You just say yes. And so that mistake, which honestly, it's not about dumbing the instrument down, it's about having your back. That mistake, which sometimes a surveyor, sometimes an engineer makes, we catch it before it's stored. We catch it so you can avoid the mistake, trying to make your life easier so that you can focus on the task at hand. You can focus on what am I trying to measure? How am I gonna best represent that data, that reality with some digital data? How can I represent that? Well, that's where your attention is. Your attention doesn't need to be on the instrument or the software, because that just works. But speaking of the instrument, you see as it's spinning around, we still have the classic total station morphology. It's still got an eyepiece, because we fully believe in an optical path. It's still got horizontal and vertical screws, but they now have trigger buttons which you can configure inside the software. So you can use it in a traditional way, looking through the eyepiece, turning the screws, press the buttons to measure and store. We have continuous autofocus, so that eye strain, if you've not looked through the telescope for a few weeks and then you lose the instrument, when you use the instrument for the first time in a while, you know, that eye strain that you get towards the end of the day, that's gone, because the continuous autofocus, just with a tap of the button up here, the continuous autofocus makes sure that your eyepiece is always in focus. So when you're looking through, what you're looking at is correctly, tightly in focus. So that's just some of the parts of the instrument. On board the instrument, we've got Leica Captivate, so the brand new Leica Captivate version 10. And of course, we have a whole host of improvements in that. Central is a new home screen where we're trying to bring functions you need to your fingertips. So every year we improve Captivate. Someone who's used Captivate 3, 4, 5 years ago can still use it today, but they'll see so many improvements that we've done year on year. So really with this instrument, you're getting the latest software updates. You're getting a truly brand new instrument, innovative to the point where we've really pushed what is a total station. Plus, we've enhanced the things that you wanted, like the ATR is better, the power search better. IP66 I didn't even mention yet, where you know you really can use it in all weather. The new standard of productivity and really the future of robotics.
Yeah, what I really love about it, it brings me like to the old memories with the TS06 really, but we got the trigger keys now, so we can just set them to measure our distance. This is very useful when we do our resection or wherever. We just look there and press the button. For me, it's very simple, but it's great. Also, what is new now, it's autofocus. That's going to be definitely speeding up the process. It's going to be aiming at the target, and once you're there, you're not using the optical focus like before. You're not using really that eyepiece. You're just pressing the button here, and I was just testing it, and it works great so far. So I think this is fantastic. Just aiming at the target, bam, autofocus, bam, measure, and that's it, and you carry on. So it's very good. Guys, look at that. I love it, I love it. I think everyone was waiting for it, look. Ta-da! Easy that, easy. And obviously, I really like the bag there, so you can put it on your back. You don't need to just buy another one to separate for the boxes like we're using. Not always you're gonna get them inside anyway. This comes straight in, put it on the back. Very good for us engineers. I'm gonna be aiming at that 360. Not even aiming, I just take it off a little bit. Cannot see this, but I'll take it off. And I set mini prism from wrong prism. And I'm gonna put, that's fine, but it's okay. It's in German, so it's not, we're gonna press distance. I took it a little bit off the prism as well, so we're gonna actually find the prism. Let me have a look. Yeah. So we're gonna find the prism. Measuring now. Right, you see this? So that's what it's all about. This is a big thing now. So it's gonna tell me that I put the wrong prism. Obviously, the total station detected a different prism type. So I think there's a load of learning in this. That's one that NPU unit is there. So it's loads of learning, so it can recognize the prism. Another great thing is obviously it's actually looking on the tape. So it's finding the tape really for the resection. That'd be great.
Let me start first of all before I come to the new stuff, right? Let me first of all set a little bit the stage. So what you see is the booth of GeoCloud, right? And GeoCloud has now 2 platforms. The first one launched end of 2023 was GeoCloud Drive. And you see it over here, the web portal. You can define your projects, you can invite your members you want. And then it's all about data sharing and collaboration. So you can share the data from the field to the cloud, into the office, and all the way back, right? So we are super streaming basically here the data flow. That is brand new. That's a new platform. It's called GeoCloud Fleet. And as you can imagine already, it's all about sensors now. It's not so much about data, it's sensors. We start with the TS20 now with this first initial release taking place in November, end of November. And you can register in this platform now your total stations. Nice. That's what we have done here already. Show you this in the map. So we have a nice 3D map now, where you can play around a little bit. So the first initial functionality is locating your total stations. So if you want, you can always see where your total stations are and if they're really in the right location. When you select one, you see the address, you see when the last position was sent. This is now 4 minutes ago. We have in the module that is integrated in the TS20, we have different ways how you obtain the position. It can be GPS, it can be cellular, it can be Wi-Fi. Always depends a bit what is available, right? We are now indoors, we have only cellular and Wi-Fi. You can now also, if you want, we store the location history, so you can also immediately show where the total station was in the last couple of days, hours, months, even years. So this is stored. Yes. And I think this is quite valuable information, especially when a total station is maybe really stolen. This is something you can also then send over to the police if needed. We got the new GeoCloud Fleet app. Here we go. So you have basically everything you see over there. You have it here in my little app. Nice 3D map, so you can also locate them. You can switch on location tracking, movement alerts, and you can lock the total stations or set it to stolen. Yeah? So it's locating, but it's also locking total station and sets them to stolen. I think it's very helpful, and it's just the beginning of Fleet. Can you imagine? At the moment it's TS20, let's see what the future brings.
I hope you enjoyed this video. It gave you a little idea what TS20 is bringing out to the market. And I'm going to be trying to get my hands on properly on it, check it on the rain conditions, and obviously do some setting up with it in real life.